Hi friends, there's another Sephora sale coming and I'm so excited. Let me share my favorite luxury recommendations for very dry winter skin. The first one is my holy grail moisturizer, the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. When I moved to Canada, the winters were so bad and I noticed that my dry patches were getting increasingly worse. It was actually flaking and it looked very scaly. This is the only one that helped. I have been searching products for so many years and this is by far on the top of my list. My dry patches fluctuate around my hormone levels and this significantly reduces the flakiness that it gives. The next one is the Givenchy Concealer, which claims a revolutionary hydrating 24-hour wear. I don't know about that 24-hour claim, but it's definitely hydrating and nourishing to the point that it doesn't dry out my under eyes, which happens when it's around like sub-zero temperature here. It's also a great value, almost double the amount of the product compared to other concealers in the market. Another luxury recommendation for winter beauty products is the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick, especially in the shade Truffle. Now, I know like cool tones are usually used traditionally around the cheek and jaws, and even the nose, but for me, I love wearing warm tones on my nose and eye contour, so this is why I love the shade so much, and because it's winter time, I prefer using this over other brands like the Dior, for example, because that one is a quite drying formula. Then we have the Dior Forever Glow Star Filter, which reminds me so much of my other holy grail favorite illuminator, the Auric Glow Lust. I prefer using this one in the winter time because it's just very hydrating compared to the Hollywood Flawless Filter, for example. That one is very blinding, but it's best to use during the summer because it has more of like a matte formulation. And as usual, I only use illuminators on the perimeters of my face. One of the best luxury skin tints for the winter time is the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint Foundation, which claims to have a light coverage that boosts moisture levels by up to 52%. Now, this one reminds me so much of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint, and I would say maybe just more nourishing, a bit more thicker, which I actually prefer since I have severely dry skin. And although I'm not obsessed with the packaging, it doesn't really scream luxury to me. I love that there's 5 more ml of product compared to the standard size. Next up is the Hourglass Unreal Liquid Blush, which I personally think this is a serum consistency because it's just thinner compared to a regular liquid blush. I have mentioned before that I prefer using this in the summer, but that's just in comparison to Cosmetics, which is my favorite serum blush, because that one is so much dewier than this one, which is more oily skin friendly. But in general, I do find serum blushes to be more for the winter category than summer. I'm just gonna cheat a bit for this one. I love the Tom Ford Stick Foundation, but I think it is getting discontinued. Now, the Ilia is very similar, but that's not really a luxury category, and it's not an exact dupe either. I know the Dior Stick Foundation is very hot and viral in the luxury beauty space right now, but it's just not for my winter skin. It clings to my dry patches so bad, although it does look beautiful in the summer. And even compared to the Ilia stick, it just has this skin-like finish that the Ilia Stick Foundation can't offer when it's very cold sub-zero temperature. Pretty bummed that that's discontinued, but I'm gonna move on. This is the Dior Smokey Essentials Backstage Palette. I love the color story on this one, especially during the winter months, because it's just very easy colors to match with those holiday glam glittery makeup. It also has a variety of finishes for the 9 different shades, so I think it's quite a steal. My next luxury recommendation for wintertime would be the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I am obsessed with this powder during wintertime. It never gets cakey, and you're gonna see on the demo later that it just blurs the heck out of your under eyes. There are a few cons though. This is a very fragile formula, so it easily breaks. And compared to the old formula of the Givenchy, this is just as blurring, however, it's not as long lasting. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cheat again. This is the old Givenchy formula that I still love. I can't find an exact dupe. I have 3. The Mario one is prestige, so it's not really luxury. The Huda Beauty is the closest in formulation, but I think it's just more oil controlling, so that's better for summer. And then I would say luxury wise, Chanel is a great alternative, but that's not offered in Sephora. Since I used the Pat Mcgrath already, I'm just gonna dust it further just to make it last longer. Now we have my favorite luxury lip liner in the colder months. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Lip Liner. I prefer using this one in the winter time because it's long lasting. However, it's not difficult to blend out because it has a velvet sort of finish. Other long-lasting lip liners usually don't blend out as easily. That's why this one stands out because it's just so creamy even in dry winter skin. Then we have my 2 favorite lip products during the cold months, of course in the luxury category. I'm also very obsessed with the Hourglass lip balm and the Clarins lip oil. However, I feel like that's just more of a fall category than winter. I love thick, deeply nourishing products in winter time. I feel like the Dior matches that description perfectly, and YSL is not as deeply nourishing as the Dior lip oil, but I still love it nonetheless. I did forget to add the lip oil on this one, so it's just a candy glaze. I feel like this is one of my most favorite makeup packaging of all time. I mean, the blue vintage compact is just chef's kiss. But anyway, this is a Gucci Sunkissed Glow Bronzer, and the reason why I love this so much in the colder months is actually the shade in 01 Fair. The peach tones is just so subtle and very helpful when you're as fair as me and you just want a gentle bronze in wintertime. If you know any other shades like this one, please let me know. I've been trying to find a dupe for so long. For winter blushes, I'd have to give it to the Valentino Eye to Cheek eyeshadow and blush. This claims to have a radiant finish, and it's supposed to have a versatile cream to powder blush formula with a visibly radiant finish from eye to cheek. And I do love this during the colder months because of that cream to powder formula, as well as that radiant, beautiful glow that it gives to the skin. And if you're really into that moody fall, winter sort of color, the shade Fairy Night is just so gorgeous. My next recommendation would be the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palettes, which is almost always just available in the holiday season. The 2024 color palettes are by far the best in my opinion. I feel like there's a clear distinction between the light, medium, and the deep palettes in terms of color story. I'm telling you, these powders give you this soft, diffuse glow that you're looking for and you can never find anywhere else. These make my makeup last so long. And lastly, but definitely not the least, is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I don't know what magic this setting spray has, but it just makes my makeup look flawless and diffused and soft all day long that I can't really find with other long-lasting sprays in the market, especially during colder months. I truly love all of these products for winter. It gives me a flawless but non-cakey finish. So let me know if you agree or you disagree. But as always, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.